show you the basics of navigating the website. The first thing you'll need to do is log into your account. You can do this from the main doForms.com page by clicking Sign In, or in the web browser by typing in mydoforms.com. If you have more than one account, you'll enter your account name and enter your password and email information. The password and email used here will be the password and email you used when you signed up for your doForms account. Then you'll click Sign In. When the main landing page loads, you'll see several options. To the left, you'll see Notices from doForms. In the center, you'll see a list of dials that display the number of mobile units and forms inside your account, as well as the savings you've saved using doForms over paper solutions, the carbon you've saved, and the trees you've saved. Below that, you'll see a reporting tool where you can choose a project and a form and a date range to view how many forms have been submitted from how many mobile devices over the course of the date range. At the top, you'll see several links: Dispatch, View Data, Build Forms, Manage, My Account, and What's New. If you click on What's New, it will pull up a PDF of the changes that have occurred in the 4.0 update. Under My Account, you'll see several options that only the admin can access. If a user is not the admin of the account, the My Account section will be grayed out and they will not be able to select any of these options. From the My Account options, you can choose to update your contact information, changing your email and your name, address. You can update your billing information. You can change your account type from professional to dispatch or vice versa. You can also purchase more mobile user licenses. You can subtract mobile user licenses. You can purchase web user licenses. You can also subtract web user licenses, and you can purchase web app credits from this list of options. Under Manage, you'll see several options as well: Forms, Projects, Account Settings, Mobile Users, Web Users, Form Links, Web Services, and Company Notices. If we go to Manage Forms, this will show you a list of forms in your account, whether they're published or draft, and from here you can choose to delete them by checking the box and clicking Delete. Keep in mind, if you delete forms, it also removes the data that is associated to those forms. It can be restored by contacting support. However, it may take up to 24 hours. So always use caution when deleting forms. If you click on the link of the form name, it will pull up a form view of that specific form. And you can type in information, click the date fields, and anything else to see how the form will operate on the mobile device. From this page, you cannot submit actual data. This is just a view of what the forms look like. Under Manage, we also have Projects. This is where you can create new projects and assign which forms are located within that project. Here are the columns of each project. If you hover over the blue arrow, you can choose to add project, to select all forms to be present within that project, or just deselect all forms. By default, you have main project. If you want to add more, you'll just select Add Project, name it whatever you want, and add it. Here, under the ones that you create after your main project, you can choose to rename them as well as delete them. If we click New Project, you'll see it asks for a project name and a description. The description is optional. You do not have to have one, but you do need the project name. Then you'll click Add, and it will add the project in your list of project columns. Then you can choose which forms will be present in that project by checking the boxes. Then you'll click Save. Under Manage, you also have Account Settings. These are settings that can be changed without having admin rights. You can change your website logo. By default, it is the doForms logo, but if you click that, you can upload a custom logo and use your own. You can also set the email alias. By default, it does show as reports from email address do-not-reply@mydoforms.com. However, you can change this to your company name or your personal name. And this is what will display when PDF reports are emailed from your forms. We also have form log time. Using this feature, you can set the hours that a form will be unlocked after it has been retrieved. When a mobile user retrieves a form, by default, it locks that record within the View Data page so that no one else can edit that record. What this option does is it allows you to unlock that record after a certain amount of hours has passed that the user has not resubmitted the form. By default, it is 24, but you can change this number to whatever you'd like. We also have the configure date and time and tracking option. Here, you can choose how the date displays within the website and your exporting options. You can choose to display the date in 2 different ways, and you can choose to display the time format with seconds or without. You can also choose to display as military time and display the time label. You also have time zone settings. Device time will ignore all time zone differences. Unified time will allow you to choose the time zone that you're in, and you can also apply daylight savings time. When using the tracking feature, you can choose to display it in miles or kilometers. When you set this setting, this is for all forms and all settings within the View Data tab. We also have customized mobile interface and mobile device settings. Using the customized mobile interface, you can change the logo that displays within the app. By default, it is doForms, but you can change this to your own customized logo. You can also choose from here which icons at the top of the app display and which do not. And there's 2 sections where you can find this. One is at the top, which you will see these icons used, and one is in the menu option. So if there's a certain feature that you don't want your mobile users to access, you will need to uncheck it from this row as well as this row. You can also set the home page for your mobile users. And you can choose options down here to set your main menu bar, the coloring of the text. You can also upload a wallpaper. And you can choose all of these different color settings in here. And these are just preferences. You can also set a main menu graphic, a caption, and a hint. You can also choose the form list, whether it's 1 icon per row or 3 icons per row, the text color, the divider color, and the divider size. We also have a security pin. If you choose to use this option, it will require them to log in each time they launch the app. You can also set the pin request to block after 5 failed attempts, or you can change that to a number that is more to your preference, 3, 7, 10, etc. You can also remove the block after an extended period of time. And you can also actively time out from the app after a certain amount of time. This is all, of course, for security purposes. We also have mobile device settings. These settings are some of the options you'll see in the mobile app under the settings icon. If you choose to prevent mobile users from changing, this will be the defaulted options set for your mobile users, and they will not be able to change them. However, you can leave that unchecked and give them the option to stay in portrait or landscape mode. You can also allow remote log access. You can prevent mobile users from changing the purge setting options as well. By default, it purges after 60 days, but there are a few options here that you can change it to. You can also choose to clear auto stamp questions when forms are opened, when sent forms are opened. And under the behavior, you can choose several different things. The connection by default is over cellular and Wi-Fi. You can just change it to Wi-Fi only. You can also choose to auto check the app version so that your users are up to date with the most current version of the doForms app. You can use the skip auto update on startup. If there's no reason for them to automatically update every time they launch the app, you can check this box and it will keep it from auto updating. You can also use the autosave feature and set it to a number of questions that you would like to save after. You can also autosave before taking each picture if you have image tools. And if for any reason you're not within a internet connection, either Wi-Fi or out of range of a cellular network, you can choose to automatically retry sending forms every so many minutes. That way, once you get back into coverage, it will automatically send those forms. You can use cloud notification, or you can uncheck that. The dispatch check interval is by default 1 minute, but you can change this to, again, a different time feature. Tracking by default is off, but you can set how many minutes it tracks by. You can set the accuracy. You can also set the speed, whether it's kilometers or miles per hour. And you can set the tracking schedule, Sunday through Saturday, by choosing the start time and end time and the action, whether it's tracking or sleeping. Image scaling, this allows you to scale the images based on the camera of the mobile device, and there are several settings you can choose from there as well. We also have the Build Forms page. This is where you will go to build forms that your mobile users will see and use on their mobile devices. In View Data, this is where you will view the records that have been submitted from your mobile users to your web portal. You'll choose the project, as well as the form, and specify a date range, or choose one of these options here. Then click View. The difference between View and View Record Name is View will pull up all of the form details. So here in blue, you'll see each field name within the form, and it lays them out from left to right in a flat file format. However, if you have a record name assigned to your form, you can click View Record Name, and it will only display the fields that you've chosen as your record name, so that you can load more records more quickly. Here, you'll see several options. If you click File, you can save the data located here as any one of these options here, and you can also import data using Excel or CSV files. Under the Settings icon, you can choose the Display settings, the Export settings, Map callout settings, and Report settings. Display settings, you choose which fields display on your page here. By default, they are all checked, but if you want to pick and choose these fields, you can. Then you would click Save, and then here at the top in blue, it would only display the fields that you've chosen under the display settings. Using Export settings, you can choose which fields get exported when using the feature to export to PDF or Excel. Here, again, it is defaulted to export all fields, but you can pick and choose those and click Save. Under Settings, we also have Map Callout Settings. Here, it shows you the available fields, as well as the map callout fields. And you can choose which ones are here. You can remove them by clicking one and clicking the arrow to the left, or clicking the All arrow to the left to remove them all. Then you will save that. Under Settings, you also have Report Settings. Here, you can customize several things for your PDFs and Excel templates. Here, you can use the form name as the email subject line. You can use the record name, or you can use a custom text, which you can enter in there. You can also choose to use the standard report template, or if you have a custom template, you can choose Custom and select from the list here which custom report you'd like to use. Otherwise, under Standard Report Template, all of the options below apply. You can choose to display the logo, and this logo that it will use to display on your PDF is located within the app itself. So if you click Edit Logo, it will take you to the Manage Your Website, Customize Mobile Interface. Here, the picture that you've uploaded here for your mobile app is the picture that will display inside your PDF. Below that, you have Report Footer, where you can choose to display any of these options here. We also have Page Control. If you're using the Page tools in the form, you can choose to set that as a new page. You can also choose to use each loop in a repeatable as a new page. Under the Hide section, you can choose to hide all of these options here, or you can leave them visible. Compatibility mode will automatically hide any non-selected radio buttons or checkboxes, as well as removing the border and all color schemes associated to choose ones and select multiples. Under compatibility mode, it also gives you the option to choose the size of your pictures if they're not in a grid. By default, it is checked to small, but you can set it to medium or large. Below, you can choose which fields to show and to not show. By default, they are checked, all of them, and again, you can uncheck and pick and choose as needed. Picture control, you can choose to show pictures on their own page. If you choose this option, you can set it to 1 image per page or 2 images per page. It does not apply to pictures located in grids. Here, picture control image size with the percentage, this applies to custom Excel reports. For map control, you can show all coordinates on a single map, or if you uncheck it, it will show them on separate maps. But you do have to have more than one GPS location capture tool in your form to show them separately. Once you've set all those options, you'll click Save, and those options are set for that form within that project, and every time you come to export, it will export using the settings that you have set under Report Settings. Using data, you can also add records, show data filters, delete all selected, unlock all selected, you can PDF report all selected, and Excel report all selected. If you want to choose one record at a time, you'll hover over the arrow, and you have several options. If you're going to export to PDF, you'll click here. If you have a custom report and you want to export to Excel, you'll use this one. If you do not have a custom report and you're simply wanting to export to Excel, you'll just click File, Save as Excel. Under View, you have View Map, where it will show you the GPS coordinates on a map if your form has the GPS tool located within it. Here, at the top right, web users can choose to fill out a new form and submit directly here. It will pull up the form view, and you can enter in all of the information needed and save it to come back and finish later, or you can submit immediately. You can also open saved forms from here if you have any. You'll choose the project, and then a list of forms that are saved will appear here, and you can choose to open them. We also have a filter feature, which allows you to filter through your records based on any of these fields that display when using the filter option. You can also choose to click the box here and simply click PDF or Excel so that it will produce an exported PDF or Excel for the records you've selected here. And this is the same as View Map. You can access that by clicking the map icon here as well. We also have Dispatch. Dispatch feature allows you to send a specific form to a specific mobile user, and you can pre-fill in any of those fields. So you would choose the project, the form, and the date range, and click View. You'll see current records and their statuses here. Rejected means that the user, the mobile user, has rejected the job. Pending means that it is pending to be received. Viewed means that the mobile user has received it and they have at least viewed the form. Here, you'll click New to send a new dispatch. You'll choose the mobile ID or mobile user number, or you can choose their user name if you have it displayed in their settings. And then you can pre-fill in any of these fields that they may not have the information for out in the field, such as a customer's address or their billing information. Then you can send it immediately to that device, or you can schedule it to send on a specific date and time up to 30 days in advance. Once that date and time arrives, the website will automatically dispatch that form to that mobile user, and they'll get a notification on their mobile device, whether they're logged into the app or not, that they have a new job. Under Manage, we also have mobile users and web users. These two options allow you to assign new mobile unit numbers and pins for users using mobile units. You'll see a list here, and if it says available, if you hover over the blue arrow and click Edit, it allows you to assign a new 10-digit mobile number and 4-digit PIN. This does not have to be an actual mobile number, it just needs to be a unique 10-digit number. Then you'll set the PIN number, and you can also give them a nickname if necessary. You can enter their email, which is optional, and you can also assign them to a mobile group if you have any groups set up. If you leave this button checked here, once all this information is filled in and you hit save, it will generate an email to the email address listed here in this field and send their credentials to the mobile user. Using Manage Web Users, you can do the same thing. If you see available, you'll hover over the blue arrow and hit Edit. And you can choose several options in here. Some of them are required, such as the name, first and last, telephone, the email, and the password. These are the credentials that they will use to log into the website with. And if you leave this checked, once you hit save, it will send an email to this email address here with their credentials, letting them know that they can now log into your account. You can set a web group as well as the time zone for that specific user. You can apply the daylight savings time to that time zone as well. And you can give that user a role. They must have at least one. Dispatcher allows them to access the dispatch tab and dispatch jobs to mobile users. Data Manager allows them to view data under the View Data page. Form Builder allows the user to access the Build Forms page and build and edit forms from there. You also have System Manager, which gives them access to do any of the above. They can access anything except the My Account tab, which can only be accessed by the admin. You can also choose the startup, whether you want to start up in dispatch or view data, depending on their job role here. And then you can select the project as well as the form. You can also set restrictions so that the web users can only see certain records by mobile unit, by mobile group, or by specific project. Once you set those, the web user will then only have access to what is listed here and nothing else. Under privileges, you will set new and edit or read only. If they're set to read only, they will only be able to look at data and view data or look at the way forms are built. They will not be able to edit any of those features. If you'd like them to be able to edit, then new and edit must be selected. And you can also choose for that specific mobile user whether it shows miles or kilometers when they're viewing the tracking. Then you'd click Save. Under Manage, we also have Form Links. This allows you to generate a custom link based on a project and a form to send via email or text message. Here, once you choose the project and form and click View, it will generate a link. This link here can be emailed, text, and once they click that link, it will pull up a version of the form view in the browser. So I'm going to copy that link and paste in a new tab. And here you see it pulls the form up in form view. The user can then fill in the information. They can also print a copy and then submit. So if you have users who don't have access to a mobile device, you can generate this link and email it to them so that they can fill the form out. Note that web app credits are required to use this feature. Each submission does require one web app credit. You can also choose to embed this link into a web page or blog. That way, if you have customers who need access to fill in a form, such as a survey or things like that, you can set that in your website, and the users can go onto your website and fill the form out directly from there. We also have web services. These are used for integration purposes using our sync and save integration tool, or if you are building your own integration, you will use these web service IDs. You can create them by hovering over the arrow and clicking Add Service, and you'll choose if the status is on or off. You'll choose from the project, then you'll choose the form that you want to create a web service ID for. It will generate one here in the web service ID box, and then you'll assign a password to that web service ID. Then you'll click Add. Then it will add it here, and you'll see the web service ID here. To the left, you'll see which form and project it is assigned to, as well as the password needed to log in using that web service. We also have company notices. This feature allows you to set a message to your mobile users, your web users, or specific web users. You'll choose a title for the message, type in the body of the text that you want them to see. You can also set an expiration date, and you can choose if only the mobile users will see this, if all web users will see this, or if you just want specific web users to see this. Then you'll click Save. And that is the basic website navigation. Thank you for your time.